Ako urong dito, and I said I would stake my honor, my life, and even the presidency.
Good afternoon, MPC. Magandang tanghali, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel and Spokesperson Secretary Sal Panelo.
Good afternoon, MPC.
Question?
While the results of the elections are unofficial, there appears to be an unstoppable trend towards a resounding victory of the administration's favored candidates. Undoubtedly, the Duterte magic spelled the difference. The overwhelming majority of the electorate have responded to the call of the president to support those whom he said would help pass the laws supportive of his goal to flip the message of our people and give them comfortable lives they richly deserve. The voters, if you will notice, rejected the negative propaganda unleashed by the opposition, by the critics, by the detractors against the president and his administration, some of which were the issues of extrajudicial killings, the war on drugs, the South China Sea, among others. The victory of the administration's candidates and the shutout of the Otso Diritso candidates sends a strong message that our people yearn for stability and continuity of the genuine reforms that this administration started. They yearn for a constructive and not obstructionist Senate, which will help in crafting the president's legislative agenda. We therefore laud the Filipino electorate for expressing their will in the strongest and unequivocal manner. They have sent a message, and we hope that the opposition and the rest of the country will receive the strong and resonant voice with acceptance. With the successful holding of the elections, we have demonstrated to the world that we have a great order for democracy that can rise above the loud political noise. To the Otso Diretso candidates and their supporters, we thank you for giving your best shot and fighting a good battle. As we have said repeatedly, we respect dissent as it vitalizes the democracy of our nation. In the end, however, it is the will of the people that prevails, and we must respect the same. While we expect dissent to continue, we hope that the same be demonstrated with fairness and within the bounds of the law, as well as with deference to the leaders duly chosen by us electorate. We have only one government, one nation, one flag. Together, let us support it for the betterment of the Philippines that we all love. I'm ready for your questions.
MPC question. MPC. Alexis, mic please.
Secretary, some analysts are concerned about the results of the election. Some are saying it could affect the checks and balance in the government given that majority of the administration allies are the winners of the midterm polls. What do you say to those concerns?
Not really, because if you notice, the history of the Senate shows members of that chamber independent ever since. No Senate has ever been under any precedent. They always rise above parties and considerations when issues involve national interests, national security, and the interests of the Filipino people.
So you expect even the closest allies of the president to be independent and to express dissent dun sa mga policies ng administration even if yun nga malapit sila sa pangulo.
Oh, certainly, we expect them to be filthy to the duties imposed to them by the Constitution and the laws. They have to support the president when the agenda of the president is for the good of the people, and they will have to oppose it if they feel in their conscience that it ran counter to the interests of the nation.
The president won't take it against them if they oppose
No,
his policies.
if you notice, during the campaign, he keeps on saying about Senator Angara that I like this man who keeps criticizing me, and yet he has reasons, valid reasons for that.
Thank you, Sec.
Salamat, Alexis. Janeline.
May bago tayong bisita. Ngayon lang kita nakita rito Dito ka na ba ngayon? No, sir. Just filling the blanks.
Hello, sir. Sir, can you assess the performance of the Commission on Elections in the past elections, the past midterm elections? Some have
Mukha
criticized-
namang okay, except for the malfunctioning of certain machines. But I understand the malfunctioning machines amount to how many? 300 to 400, which is an increase in numbers compared to the previous years. But they're saying that they have 2,000 reserves, and then how many ba? 10,000 machines? 9,000 machines? So how many percent lang yung 300?
Sir, do you think this...
So it will not affect the results of the elections. Moreover, as I was saying in my interview and responses to the questions asked of me yesterday by some media personnel, if the machine does not function, you have a remedy for that. All you have to do is make a manual counting of the ballots. Because the ballots, nandun pa rin naman yung balota, di ba? May nilalagyan ng box. So all you have to do is to count them.
Do you think COMELEC should review the contract or the machines and check if...
Oh, they should. Kasi that should teach them a lesson. There must be something wrong. But although, I was listening to some experts saying that, alam mo, yung makina, kung 3 years mong hindi ginagamit, most likely, magkakaroon ng diferensya yan. Pwede nga. Parang kotse din yan. 3 taon mong hindi kami ng kotse, baka hindi na mag-start yun.
Sir, do you think somebody should be held accountable for these glitches that somehow undermine the people's trust in the system?
Depende kasi. Pero kung yung paliwanag talaga magkakaroon ng glitches sa makina because by the very nature of a machine, siguro what they should do is always to make a test dito sa mga machine. Dapat ginagamit nila kahit na experience, parang for test purposes. You should be using that para gumagana.
Thank you, Janeline. Nestor, follow-up.
But let me congratulate COMELEC kasi ngayon lang tayo nagkaroon ng within hours. Nakita na natin ang mga nanalo samantalang previous years, ang tagal. Weeks pa Kahit doon sa senatorial. Sa senatorial, ilang percent ba? 92%? Oh, 94. Biro mo, within hours. Mantalang, di ba last 3 years ago, parang 1 linggo? Ang laki ng improvement.
Yes. Nestor, please.
Secretary, Senate President Soto wants to stop the use of Smartmatic in Philippine elections while Administration Senator Coco Pimentel wants a congressional probe on the VCM glitches. Is Malacañang supportive of this, sir?
Well, anything that will be for the betterment of this country, we always support. Siguro, marami nang nagrereklamo sa Smartmatic. Let's have it probed then by the Senate or by the House of Reps.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Number follow-up na, sir. From CNN.
Sir, do you think yung paglalabas natin nung Matrix, 2 beses, nakatulong siya dun sa defeat ng opposition?
You must remember na yung black propaganda against the President and administration, naunang lumabas yun. No? And then, nailabas ni Presidente yung Matrix. Palagay ko na pag-aralan ng mga tao kung sino ang nagsasabi ng totoo o hindi. I recall 3 years ago, di ba si renegade military na naging senador naglabas din ng ganyang black propaganda kay Presidente doon sa BBI. A few days before the election, ayun, wala rin nangyari. Hindi rin naniwala ang tao sa kanya. Ganun naman nangyari ngayon.
Thank you. MPC, question?
Wait, teka muna. Happy birthday, RJ. Why don't we sing, Happy birthday to you? Dapat. Palaging present yan
Sec, since tinawag nyo na si RJ, baka may tanong si RJ.
RJ.
Do you have question?
Birthday question.
Question?
Sir, one of the main issues during the elections ay yung vote buying. So, what policy do you think this government should come up with in order to address this? Para maiwasan na in the upcoming
Gaya
next
nga ng
elections.
paliwanag ng Presidente, hanggat merong may hirap, hindi mawawala yung vote buying kasi kailangan nila ng pera. Ako, ang iniisip ko, alam mo yung para walang gasto sa mga kandidato. The government should spend for the expenses of the candidates, just like in America. Ang mga Amerikano, galing sa gobyerno ang gastos nila mga kandidato.
The government should spend. Is that also the stand of the president?
No, personal ko lang yun. Yung matagal ko na iniisip. So, ba't di natin gayahin ang US?
But as for the president, sir, ano yung
We
nakikita
will
ng
ask him.
reform, sir?
I will ask him kung ano ang kanyang iniisip about this.
And also, sir, another, may issue din sa pagpili ng kandidato regarding sa background nila na may mga corruption records sila. So, sir, paano yan?
Ang problema palaging ang Pilipino will ultimately decide whether naniniwala sila o hindi. Nasa kanila yun.
May panukala ang PACC, sir, na kailangan daw
Ano ba ang PACC?
Presidential Anti-Corruption
Ah,
Commission,
okay.
na kailangan daw yung mga tumatakbo or yung mga politiko na na-involve sa corruption, na naging guilty of corruption or plunder, ay patawan ng death penalty.
Ay,
Are
nasa
we-
Congress yun if they're
Is the-
amenable to that suggestion.
Is the president open to that still, death penalty?
I'll ask him.
Thank you.
I haven't heard him make a stand on this.
Thank you.
Thank you, RJ. Let's go back to CNN. Mike, please. Salamat.
Sir, so given that mas malaki na yung force natin sa Senate, you're expecting reforms to be passed faster? Yung mga
Siguro, hopefully, wala lang stalemate sa budget. And then, yung iba, doon sila nagkagulo.
And sir, so given na mas umonti yung opposition bloc, are you you want to invite them to join the majority bloc?
No, mas maganda may opposition. That makes a vibrant democracy if there is opposition.
MPC, question? Alexis?
Na-mention ni Presidente Sec, as long as may poverty at may feudal system sa Pilipinas, there will be vote buying. Realistically, can the administration put an end to vote buying?
Well, we have to make our country progressive so that everybody will have comfortable lives. Kailangan mabigyan natin ng lahat ng trabaho ang Pilipino. But before that, we have to educate muna. Kasi pag kulang sa edukasyon tayo, talagang magkakaroon pa rin tayo ng problema.
Pero kakayanin bang matapos yung vote buying or at least ma-reduce substantially within
Well, we
the
can-
term of the president?
We can always try, and the solution would be to uplift the masses of our people from the poverty that they are suffering from.
Okay na, Alexis? MPC? Any more questions? Other matters? No more?
Ako naman magtanong sa inyo, nanalo ba yung mga senatorial candidates nyo? Oh yes! Oh, no, administration pala ang mga binoto nyo. Congratulations!
Question, Virgil, please.
Hindi, sir. Yun nga, with the Duterte administration having a majority in the Senate, in the 18th Congress, ano pa ba yung mga measures, sir, na dapat ma-push na by the three
We will
remaining-
leave that to the winning senatorial candidates.
Sige, sir.
Sila lang nakakaalam nun kung anong agenda nila.
Pero yung palas, like, ano bang pwedeng i-push? Federalism, death penalty, ano ba yung urgent?
Siguro yung dati pa rin pinupush ng administrasyon na pending.
Ano yun, sir?
Oh, di ba? Yung federalism is one of them.
Okay.
Thank you, Virgil. Testor?
So, sir, what is now Malacañang's call to these allies of the president who won in the Senate race? Since midway through his 6-year presidency, parang hindi pa nag-move forward yung federalism, yung restoration ng death penalty, which has been a campaign promise of the president. So, since we'll be seeing a pro-Duterte-dominated Senate, does Malacañang has any message or call for these soon-to-be legislators?
Well, as I said in my statement, those winning candidates should be fealty to their oath, to the laws, as well as to the Constitution. They should always introduce legislation that will benefit the masses of our people.
Salamat. Tina? Okay. Tina?
Sir, paano nyo interpret yung expected victory of Mayor Sara Duterte, Paolo, and Baste vis-a-vis the loss of the likes of Mayor Erap and Eusebio in Metro Manila, and Binay,
Well,
and
you know,
Sambin?
local elections have different dynamics. Sila lang nakakalam doon with respect doon sa mga sinatawag na may dynasty. Kung okay sa kanila yung kanilang pamumuno, sa panahon ng kanilang pamumuno, siguradong boboto sila uli, babalik. Pero kung di na sila naniniwala sa kanila, talagang tatanggihan sila sa halalan. Yan ang nangyari.
Sir, is there a need also for the admin to push for anti-dynasty measure in Congress, in the next Congress?
We will leave it to the members of Congress, to their good conscience, to whatever they think is good for this country.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tina. RJ?
Sir,
Wait,
ulitin.
teka muna. Ina, Joseph, and Pia, if you're listening, you can text your questions even if you're not here. We will respond to them.
Sir, ulitin ko lang. Sir, ano po yung official stand ng palasyo sa dynasties?
Ano ba sinabi ni President? Meron siyang sinabi doon. Ang sinasabi niya yata doon, Pilipino pa rin ang magdi-decide. Kasi merong dynasty maganda, meron ding dynasty masama. And we have seen how the Filipinos or the Filipino electorate has rejected dynasties which they feel and believe to be no longer fruitful sa kanila. Hindi na beneficial sa kanila, kaya nireject nila.
Pero tingin niyo po ba, sir, yung draft federal constitution natin, kailangan may anti-dynasty provisions?
Mahirap kasing sabihin kasi hindi naman tayo mag-draft doon. Nasa sa kanila na. Di ba meron na nga? Meron yata in their draft. Again, the Filipino people will eventually agree or disagree during the referendum.
Sir, the president is always mentioning Sara Duterte running for 2022 presidential elections.
He's always-
warning her.
Yes, not to run.
Bakit po ganun? Did
Yes.
she ever mention to the president that she wants to run? That's why she
Siguro
gets
the
that warning?
president, hindi, kasi di ba ang daming gustong patakbo sa kanya. The president feels na siya, yung experience niya, di ba sabi niya, mahirap maging presidente, lalaiting ka ng tao, kahit anong magandang ginawa mo. Since he's a father to a daughter, ayaw niya sigurong maranasan ng anak niya yung nararanasan niya ngayon.
And why does he have to mention that over and over again in public
Siguro
speeches?
para to send the message strongly to her. But we know Mayor Sara has her own independent mind.
Is that not a style or a technique, a strategy to just let the people know that Sara might be running for 2020?
It doesn't have to say that because everybody wants her to run. I mean, a lot of people are egging her to run.
But
Ano
Sara,
lang yun, I think that's a genuine concern for this president. He loves his children. He doesn't want them to suffer.
but for sure, Miss Sara never mentioned to him that she wants to run.
I don't know about that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, RJ. MPC, question? No more question? Julie and Badet.
Sir, have you spoken to the president about...
What is what? What is what?
Have you spoken to the president about the almost landslide victory of
Wala pa.
this
Hindi pa kami
administration
nagkakausap.
candidates?
We haven't talked.
Do you feel that with the victory of most of the administration allies and with the victory of President Duterte's children in Davao, do you think that Mayor Sara would be more emboldened to seek the presidency in 2022?
We do not know. We have to leave that to Mayor Sara herself.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Julie. Badet? Mike.
Sir, dun
Better
sa,
than that.
hello. Sir, dun sa bills lang, sir, aside from federalism and ano ba yun? Yung other measures na gusto ipasa ni President. Pagdating naman po sa economic front, sir, ano po yung mga bills na gustong ipasa ni President po ng...
Hindi ko alam yung kanyang... I think the economic managers would know better.
Ah,
Sila
how-
kausap-usap ni Presidente pagdating dyan.
how about yung second package, sir, ng comprehensive tax reform program, sir, yung trabaho bill po? Do you think this has more chance na mapasa this coming Congress, sir, since marami na nga yung administration back bets na...
If the senatorial candidates who will be proclaimed believe that it's for the benefit of the people, then they should.
Okay. But we
How?
are not confident, sir, na mapapasa yung mga...
It's a matter of confidence or not. As I said, we have to leave it to the conscience of these individual senators. They have their own minds. Alam nila ang tama, alam nila ang mali, alam yung makakabuti, at alam nila ang hindi.
Tapos, sir, yung sa trip po ni President papuntang Japan, sir, sa May 30 to 31, is that
30 ba o
confirmed?
May 28?
30 to 31 ang alam ko, sir.
Sige.
Basta end of May po, sir. Ano tuloy po ba yun, sir?
As far as I know.
Okay. 2 days lang siya, sir, or ilang days po?
Hindi ko pa alam yung exact dates. Akala ko nga May 28 eh.
Pero sure na yun, sir, hindi pa?
Sure na pupunta siya ron.
Sure na. Okay, okay.
Tinext ko si CP Chief Protocol Robert Borre. Wala pa siyang sagot kung kailan.
Kailan, pero sure
Exact
na.
dates.
Okay. Sige, salamat, sir.
Thank you, Bernadette. MPC, question? Not? No more question, MPC? Wala na? Okay. Maraming salamat, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel and Spokesperson Sal Panelo. And balik tayo sa Radyo Pilipinas and PTV4.
Hello. Ganda pa ba eh?